Bev, if you just want to give us an opening statement on the game, and then I'll turn it over to Michael for
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah. Again, another close match in reference to the score line. Didn't feel like we started that half again. Great. Feel like we had the conversation at halftime. Just again about, we spoke about it leading into this game about wanting to have a better start to the match. And I feel like first half, we looked a little bit nervous, and spoke about it at halftime. Felt like the second half was a much different game. Just feel like it's another match where we're having a little bit of tale of two halves. And when you go down first half 1-0, at that point, of course, you still feel and you're still empowering the group in the space that we're down 1-0. Anything can change this game, of course. But we would prefer not to be in that position from the start. Thought we were much better second half. Thought it was a much different game second half. So again, taking those pieces, I think it's that final piece for us right now. We're in games. We're seeing games across the league that are much different score lines, right? So I think for us right now to have the confidence to know that we are in these games, have the confidence now to know that we need to be taking points out of these games. And I feel like it's just the last piece for us. And look, we'll continue to do what we've done. Obviously, 3 games, very close, back to back to back. We're going to get home now from this trip. We're going to travel back. We're going to have a day off and a 2-day lead in back home to Portland. So pretty back to back for us. So how quickly we move on. But again, like I spoke about last time, the mentality going into this next game is going to be really important, that we do feel that we are that close. If we continue to feel that we are that close, we think we can get over that next piece, and take some points. But again, focused on where we can be better, what we felt went well, but I definitely think the second half was much better.
Actually, looks like Caden's up first. Go ahead, Caden.
Sounds good. Hey, Bev.
Hi.
Just in general, obviously, Blow kind of talks a little about it too. You guys just being so close, trying to just like get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
Can you just talk to about a little about some of the positives you saw? Because there was definitely chances in the final third. You guys had opportunities. Some of those things that you saw on the attacking end that you thought were positive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We changed a little bit structurally, at halftime to see if we could overload them in a different space, kind of higher up the pitch, see if we could buy some time for those deeper players to get on the ball. I think the structures and the way that the players executed in those structures, I think definitely helped. And I think one thing that we talk about a lot is second balls and how it's directly correlated to momentum. And I think us as a team, based off of the mentality that we have from an identity perspective, but based off of like how we all view the game and how invested we are in the game as a club, second balls are incredibly important for us to gain momentum, to feel confident in the spaces that we know we can execute in a match. So I think that definitely helped second half, just yeah, being a bit more anticipating, in reference to what those second balls, where they may land, and how to compete for them. I think put us in a nice position to gain a bit more confidence to regain it. I felt first half we rushed it a bit, and we almost created a quick transition moments once we did win it. So again, yeah, I think those were obviously we created a bit more in the second half in reference to opportunities on goal, which is always something that you're looking at, because if you're not shooting, you're not scoring, right? And I did think we did a better job from a prevention standpoint, the second half defensively as well.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Just one more for me.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go
Caden.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good. I Low kind of talked about it too. Defensively, I thought you guys really limited Gotham. Gotham has an array of attacking talent.
Yeah.
Defensively, obviously, they scored the goal, but I think overall defensively, you guys had a pretty solid performance. What do you guys think? The last 2 games playing some really talented teams going forward, you saw sort of positives defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, a very respectable side. As always, I have a lot of respect for Juan and the way he leads the group and the way he coaches, and obviously a very talented group that they have. So I agree. I think, we prevented quite a lot. We anticipated well. We'll go back and look at obviously the goal against and be able to take a deeper dive into the potential breakdown in that moment. And having the numbers and kind of what we could have prevented, not only higher up the pitch, but as the ball continues to progress. But look, I felt, it was a good overall performance in reference to, as you mentioned, different players, different types of players, and also their ability to create in the attack, right? They've got pocket players, they've got in behind players, they've got just an array of talent across those front players, and also their support in and around the ball. So I thought they did a good job. I thought they were, able to create a bit of momentum for us, obviously being a pretty defensively minded team. When we do win those 1v1s, when we do secure those passes once we've won it, or we are just hard to break down, it builds momentum for our group and ultimately brings confidence not only into the match and into that perspective, but also confidence for when we do have it, either that transition moment or if we start our in possession structure. So really important for us to be in tune in that out of possession mentality. And I felt like the group did well, again, throughout the match to mitigate it, I guess, as much as possible in reference to their attack.
You got anything, Michael?
Yep. Bev, I'm going to challenge you a little bit on your
Sure.
comments on the second half. I made a note as I was watching the game. Didn't have a touch in the opponent's box until the 86th minute. No shot in the second half until the 86th minute. What did you see in the second half that you thought was the turnaround or the positive things that you saw offensively, if it wasn't touches in the opponent's box or shots?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we discussed it as a staff post the game, how we could be a bit more threatening in and around the box, and a conversation for us to go back and watch and see what we can do in those spaces. So I don't disagree with your question. What I'd say is that I felt that we were turning it over early first half, kind of deeper in spaces that I felt we could be a bit more confident, or once we felt like we could go in, we weren't quick with the decision making to continue to advance the ball. So it felt like we put ourselves in positions like that a bit early on that I felt that we cleaned up second half that allowed us to build more momentum to get to the box. And then, of course, discussions in and around what decision making looks like in and around the box is important. But I felt we were a bit more into the game second half. Again, there's still positives to take away from this. I know the players are saying the same things coming into this, as you guys have all alluded to. We're one step away. We're in these games. We've now lost back-to-back games to very talented sides, 1-0. It's just about us, getting over that last piece, potential to put more shots on frame, of course, potential to put more goals in the back of the net. We've got to figure out a way to start picking up points, and we have to do that.
Asked Lowe a similar question, but last year, I felt like after the San Diego game, I'm sure we talk about that game a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of the catalyst for kicking things off. You also had Bloomer come in to replace Lund, who was injured. You kind of had that as a catalyst. Do you feel like you need some kind of catalyst like that this year to kind of kick on, or is it really more, we're close, let's keep pushing and the results will come?
Yeah, I think it's a bit more, you can't manufacture those things, and no one ever wants to be in a position where we're so far that we have to now have this come to the group moment, right? I think we're finding ourselves in our evolution. We've said it from the get-go in reference to how we've set goals this year is we don't want the same things as last year. We want more. And a part of that means that we can't take the same process that we did as last year. So there's no, come to moment that we're waiting for. I think we've evolved as a team. I think we found ourselves against, like I said, two quality opponents, to unfortunate results, but where it's 1-0, feel like we can have a bigger impact on the game, and maybe those results change. So I think for us, again, it's staying in a good headspace. I massively back the players with their view of it. We feel very similarly as a tech staff that we're just shy of, this opening, the gates opening, and feel like we'll be in a better position.
The schedule hasn't done you any favors. You've had 5 road matches, 2 home matches. Are you looking forward to maybe having that current schedule turn a little bit on you? All matches are tough, but road matches particularly, you've played some really quality opponents. Have you looked ahead and said, yeah, I think we can kind of get things right if we can just get some results at home, get the schedule kind of a little bit more in our favor?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, as a tech staff and as a team, we're consistently trying to control what we can control, and we can't control the schedule. The schedule is what it is. But of course, back to back like that is not difficult. And I'm sure most teams that have been in these positions, find it difficult in reference to what are they going to cover? Are they going to make rotations, et cetera? Lots of things to think about, lots of sleepless nights to make sure that you can prepare with little turnaround So I think it's just going to be nice for us to get back at home. Obviously, another short turnaround, but controlling what we can control is going to be the most important thing because we start to complain about things that we can't control, like the schedule. I think it puts our headspace in a much different spot. But of course, like you said, excited to be back home for sure.
Yep. One last one for me. I'm not a person that looks at the table this early. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't tell you where racing is in the table. Is that something that y'all are concerned about at this point in the year, or is it something you just say we'll worry about that as we get a little bit further down the line?
Yeah, no, I think it's important in general that you stay focused on the process. And I think it's only, natural for people to check it, for people to look at it. I mean, it's kind of everywhere, right? As soon as you open Instagram or any social media platform, or of course, if you head to the website, it's pretty plastered everywhere. So I think it's really important. I mean, I don't look at it. And I try to stay in a good headspace for the group, not to look at it. I think, again, the focus has to be on the process, not the outcome. And where we feel that we're at right now, if we look at the table, I think it does a disservice to talk about our journey. So I think more importantly, we need to be prepared for what this process continues to look like and feel very confident in some of the key takeaways that we've had these past few matches. And again, like, I'm proud of the group, right? It's unfortunate to be in here discussing, first half, could we have done a little bit more? But I feel like overall, I'm proud of the group. It wasn't an easy turnaround, and the travel was difficult. There was a lot of pieces that, we look to control, we can control, and we'll never use it as an excuse. But I am proud of the group and this type of turnaround and their attention in all of those spaces.